Hello all, I'm all wrapped up because it's been so windy and we had torrential rain last night. It was raining this morning, the sky looks black as ink, and so I thought I'll come prepared, and because I've got the camera and that, I can just have it under the waterproofs and protective. So anyway, I'm going to do a bit more sowing today. I'm going to see if I can get a few more done. I'm going to start off with some kohlrabi. This is a Cossack F1. It says large heads which can reach up to 20 centimetre, 8 inch in diameter. Light green heads which stay sweet and do not go woody. Ideal for exhibition. Sow outdoors February to mid-June, thinly in a well-prepared seed bed. Right, so we're actually going to be sowing them indoors, and I'm going to use, well, I don't know how many seeds is in this pack. Well, it says 50 seeds, so 4, 8, 12, 16. I'm going to put 24 in one of these cell trays, and then I'll put a few more into one of the seed trays. Right, let's have a look, see what they look like. You're going to have to excuse the wind noise. You can hear that it's picking up again. It's meant to be subsiding. Now folks, that's what the seeds look like. I don't know what I've done wrong today. I've got the camera. The camera's so high. Oh well, just dropped one. Can you see me? Let me bring this over here. All I'm going to do is put one seed in the cell. It does help if you put a bit of an indentation in, because you want to cover them up, and I slipped up there. My mum really likes her kohlrabi, so in this case I am going to do a tray of them as well. artichokes, no I'm not. I'm going to save these for later in the year. I'll grow some more a couple of months well, maybe about 3 months before before the allotment competition. So what we got, June, July, August, no, I'm going to put June. I'm going to put a reminder. Oh, I said I was going to put a reminder. I haven't got my pens. So I've got a different jacket on. But yes, I have. So in June, just to remind me. And we'll get a label. Think of this as the dry run, so we can see just how good they are, if they're good at all. Going to sprinkle a little bit of sowed over the top. That one's all ready. Be watered. So let's get some organisation here so we don't fall foul. The next one is some cosmos, what I'm doing. These, I was given, somebody sent me these. I have got some of my own somewhere at home. I must have a check for them. These are Purity. Now I can't remember whether Purity are white one or whether they are the pink ones. It's just slipped my mind. But that's what a cosmos seed looks like. So again, I'm just going to put one seed in each cell. Now I know I do need quite a few cosmoses. I've got somebody who wants 90 of them. My cousin and my neighbour. Okay, so I've done both the tray and this. I'm going to again cover with about 1/4 of an inch of soil. 2 labels and tell you what I'm going to do. Somebody asked me about what this Jack's Magic soil looks like, so I will do that in a second. I'll show you some in my hand. Hope you can see that alright. It's got a really nice feel to it. There's not any... hang on, let me just come out this way. Is that better? It's a bit hard. It's really fine. There's no twigs or anything. Well, very little. I've actually got a watering can in here, so with some water in for a change. So I'm going to water these. Just going to let it soak in. While it's doing that, I'll just give yesterday's a little sprinkle as well. I think that's all I need to do with those today. So my next what I'm sowing today are some cornflowers. A great success with these last year. However, last year I actually sowed them straight into the, well, most of them straight into the actual bed. I have got some more of these, so I may well sprinkle those in still into the bed, but we're going to it says to sow at a depth of 1 centimetre. So all I'm going to do with these seed trays, I'm just going to stick my finger in, just nearly up to the first knuckle. Now, we should all be taking our seeds each year. Now, I often forget. Now, as it happens, I tend to have the magazines and they've got the seeds on them, so it doesn't matter too much. But really, you want to try and get into the habit of saving your seeds, because it could potentially save you a lot of money. And if you get some nice ones, obviously you want to grow them again. Just show you what these look like. Now, I know that the last cornflower seeds I had were a bit different to these, so just bear that in mind, that they all do vary a little bit in colour. In fact, there's more than enough seeds in here to give me 2 trays of them and still sprinkle some outside, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Yeah, there's absolutely loads of seeds in here, folks. Now, this is something you'll often find if you buy seeds from Lidl. You get quite a few in a pack. Let's just show you what... Hope you can see that. Can you see how I've got the seeds in the little indentations? There might be the odd one with 2 in, but that's not a problem. Just going to add a little bit more soil on top, just to make sure that there is a good enough covering. Is that one done? So, get another label. I'm going to label this up Lidl cornflower, because I've got some other seeds by other well-known manufacturers, and it'd be interesting to see what the difference is, whether they grow any better or any worse. If you do happen to look back at some of my earlier videos when I was using some of the, you know, the telephones and what have you, and I was a bit shyer, you'll notice that I did tend to sow earlier. I often had seeds going in January, but that can make it a bit more harder to look after, more work. So this year I'm going to do it a bit later. Give that another. Oh no, it should be alright. Some of these I'm going to leave without a cover on. So in this case, the cornflower, I've got a tray which are uncovered and a tray that are covered, and we're going to just see whether it makes any difference. Right. So I think what we'll do is we'll keep that pack of seeds for later. These I'm going to sow outside, so I'm going to sprinkle those on in a minute, I think. In fact, I think what we'll, because I've got to obviously get some more trays and that prepared. I think we'll come back in a little while. Okay folks, my next seed I'm going to be sowing is a strawberry. It's a Toscana F1. I did actually grow these, I think in 2012, and the strawberries were very tasty. However, I didn't get the yield what it's saying on this packet. It's saying a yield of up to 1 kilogram of fruit per plant. Well, we got nowhere near that, so we'll see if we can do any better this year. It says sow January to March, so okay, we're coming to the end of March. I'm hoping we're having them in the polytunnel here, the heat, and that's going to, you know, bring them on that bit more. And obviously we've got the good light. So once obviously they get big enough, then you've got to transplant into 4-inch pots, and then grow on in cooler but not cold conditions. So I would say transplant them into pots, have them in your tunnel for maybe a few days, and then put them outside. So we'll see how this goes. You've got to sow them on the surface of the soil, and the soil's got to be well watered beforehand. This is important with these. So what I'm going to do is, I've got my tray here, I'm going to actually water on the floor because I don't want to wet the surface. I want to try and protect the wood if I can. Just having a look, see if I've got a bit of plastic to put around. I haven't at the moment. Oh, it's soaked in now. It's probably drained out onto the floor by now. So let's lift that back up. Yeah, there we are. Nicely soaked. The seeds are going to be really fine. And you don't get many in a pack, folks. There might be 10 seeds in here. So I'm going to put them into the palm of my hand. I'm just going to spread them out in this tray. To be honest with you, they would have been better off growing these in an actual pot. In fact, I do have some pots here, so I think that's what we're going to do. We'll leave that tray for another job. So I'm just going to water that. It is already damp anyway. There we are. This is where I don't like working with water first, because you get it all over your hands, and then when you empty the seeds into your palm, they all stick to you. There's 11 seeds in here. Just see if there's any more hiding away. No, that's it, 11 seeds. I'm just going to have a quick look at the instructions. You mustn't feed these in the spring, you've got to feed them in the autumn. Whether we get any strawberries this year, it's going to be a bit doubtful, I think. I think it's going to be more for next year, but who knows, we might be wrong. So, I'm going to label those up. Date them. If you followed my strawberry videos from the early years when I was on YouTube, you'll know that I've done quite a few. Now, the problem is, which I've discovered, is the labels will fade and go brittle, or both. And so a lot of the plants I've got now, I don't know what's what. So sometimes it's nice just to grow some more, and I'll have to re-look at the labelling, maybe work with some wood, and I have got a special marker which is meant to be UV resistant, so maybe that will be the way I'll go. But obviously these are going to be alright for a few weeks or even a few months, but if I was to put labels into the transplanted plants and leave them over the winter, come the next year, you're either not going to see the print, you might see a little of it, or the label will just break, because they're not acid free, and acid free, things need to be acid free, otherwise it reacts with sunlight. I think I've got that right. It's certainly what causes sellotape and that to go yellow over time, and paper to go yellow. Right, so I think that's the end of the strawberry. I'm going to have a look, and I'll probably do another one in a minute. Hello again, folks. This time I'm going to be sowing some pumpkin, hundredweight. These are from Lidl, and I've had these for several years. It says there's approximately 20 seeds. Now what we do with these, we get some 4-inch pots, approximately that size, and you do the whole 3/4 of an inch thick, that's about 19mm. I do 2 in a pot, and then obviously just cover them over, water them, and they've got to best under cover to get them growing, you know, so either under a propagated top or in a tunnel, that should be fine. And these will give big pumpkins. I grew one 2 years ago, and I passed the plants around to different people on the allotments, and they all had massive ones. They were too big for them to pick up. So we'll give it another bash. I think it's the same, no, it's not the same pack of, well, it's the same variety, but different pack of seeds. Okay, let me just show you what I mean. So there's the pot and 2 holes. The holes need to be near the edge. It says there was approximately 20 seeds in that pack and we've got 18. So I'm going to label those up now individually. Or I might just do it for the rows, because we've got 6 left here and I'm probably going to put some melons in those. Okay, so we've got those done. Once again, 28, 3rd, that one there. Right, I've got some melons here. Emur F1. These need to be sown indoors February to April on the edge, singly into pots, 1/4 inch deep, that's 1/2 centimetre. So it's not got to be deep at all. So I'm going to cover these over because they're a bit too deep. Just going to put an indentation into the soil. Oh, we've got to do these singly, so right, just one on the side. That's what the seeds look like. I guess they are probably about 8 millimeters across, 1/3 of an inch in size. put 6 in, and I think there's at least another 10 left in there. And that will do us for the moment. That's another job done then, folks. Just got to water them all, and then I think that's enough for today. I think I've got my fix. I'm going to have a little play with the hens now, I think, and have a much needed cuppa. Okay, thanks for watching.